Hey you guys, what is up? It's your boy Vincent the Phoenix here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today I'm going to do another Reddit reaction video. I have a bunch of memes from the subreddit Egg IRL. If you don't know what Egg IRL is, it is a transgender subreddit for those of us who want to believe that we are still cis, though. Um, So a lot of YouTubers that are some of the YouTubers that I watch who do reaction videos have reacted to this subreddit. It's one of my favorite subreddits. So I figured I would do a reaction as well. But before we get into the video, if you end up liking this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and comment down below things that you want to see me do in future videos. Alright. I am not a mind reader, especially long distance, not a mind reader. You need to tell me what you guys want so that I can do what you guys are interested in. Uh-huh. But with that said, let us get right into the video. Alright, let's start with this meme. At 5 years old, I'll be the little sister. I want to be the mom. I think I'll be the son. 6 years old. The doctor told me I needed a full hysterectomy, but I said no and I ended up having you. I hope I can have the same condition so I can have a hysterectomy. 7 years old. The fact that I could become pregnant one day makes me so uncomfortable. 8 years old. Maybe one day I can get breast reduction surgery and just ask them to remove them entirely. 9 years old. It feels kind of nice to call myself he. 13 years old. Me? Trans? Impossible! There were no signs. Um, so that's something that I can personally relate to. Um, when I was younger, actually, I have a meme for this that I will show at the end, but there were some signs when I was younger that I could possibly be trans. I was heavily in denial, and then I started experimenting with my gender identity, and I thought that I was gender fluid, and I was so against the idea that I could be transmasculine. I forced myself to go by she, they. I tried to forcibly feminize myself. I did everything I could to not be trans. But it's just not how that works. It's not something you can control. As much as we wish we could sometimes. But yeah, I remember being like, no, I could never be transgender because sometimes I still feel like I'm a girl. Um, I'm not a trans man. I am just simply transmasculine. But I didn't understand that it was okay for me to not fully be a man. I thought that in order to transition or to be trans, I had to feel fully like I was one or the other. And I didn't feel that way, so I couldn't be trans. And that's not how it is. That's simply just not how it works. But yeah, I have moved into the darkness now. So it's going to be a bit darker from now on. So this one says, here's the proof you're trans, and it's Homer Simpson. Maybe he made a mistake. Nope, it's airtight. Can't this little doozy get out? He's burning the paper. Yeah. I feel like this kind of goes along with what I was saying with the last one of the like, I had this proof. And a lot of us, like, we have this proof that we are trans, and we are just so heavily in denial of the idea that we could be transgender. That we will just do anything to hide it, to ignore it, just whatever we can to like the whole entire point of subject to be like, but I'm still cis. Don't worry, I'm not trans. I'm cisgender. No, you're not. Um, it's a very common thing with trans people. I feel I've seen lots of videos, lots of memes. A few of these memes are probably going to cover this, but it's a very common issue. Um, so yeah, what I want my voice to sound like, Grunkle Stan, what my voice sounds like, this character from a game. I know the game. I can't think of the name of the game off the top of my head, but I do know the game. Um, yeah, so yeah, I I don't really know what to say on this one. Personally, I can relate. I am happier with how my voice has changed since starting testosterone. Um, it's still not quite where I want my voice, what I want my voice to sound like. But I think a big part of that, because I'm happier when I like lower my voice and talk in like a deeper register. So I think a part of it is just the fact that I try to feminize my voice to cover up the fact that I'm transitioning from my mother. Um, but I remember pre-T, it was specifically fucking Corpse Husband, the unattainable goal. I was like, I want to sound like that. And yeah, I never really liked my voice. There was a point pre-transition where I literally started crying and couldn't speak for like a solid hour and a half at least. Might have been 2 hours. Um, I just could not speak because the sound of my own voice was disgusting, and I hated every second that I heard it. And that was because of an incident that had happened with a teacher who accidentally uh, dead named me. And school was the one place that I felt safe, despite the fact that there were a fair amount of transphobic people. They did all at least respect names and pronouns, but it it was difficult. It was not an easy time. High school in general is hard, and navigating high school while being transgender is not any easier. Let's say that. Okay, so this meme is 2 pages, and it says, "Hello, lovely people in my phone. I would like to say something to you." Okay, what is it you want to say? I'm really glad all of you exist, and if no one told you this, today, I will. You are all valid and really awesome people. That's a really sweet one. Oh, there's a note at the top. I really mean it. I love this community and all of you are awesome. Spelled wrong, but still sweet. And I'm glad I found this subreddit. Even if I only started a few weeks back, I'm glad I'm a part of this community. This one's so sweet. I feel I need a moment to collect my thoughts. Give me a second. I feel like the message behind this post is really important. It's really difficult sometimes to to feel valid and like you have people who understand what you're going through. It's difficult to feel like you are not alone. Obviously, everyone's experience being trans is different, and you will probably never find someone who's gone through exactly the same thing as you. But the point of these subreddits in general is that you have someone who has some understanding of what you've been through, and they express that through memes or through sharing stories in some of these. It's just a way for you to feel like you are not alone. And while the meme posts are all funny and whatever, um, posts like this are really sweet and can really boost someone's mood if they're going through a rough patch. All right, next meme. Trans mask goals. Minecraft Steve. Trans femme goals. Alex could not remember her name. Jesus. NB goals. The fucking Wither Storm. As a non-binary person, I do have to say that my transition goals are um odd. Most of them are like fairly easy and something I could do with literally like one simple body modification. It's not that complex. I get a lot of my inspiration specifically from the Fae and elves, to be specific. I'm a big fan of elves and fairies. I love them. And fantasy elves and fairies are a big part of where I get gender envy from. I don't know why, they're just so pretty and and I don't know. I don't know. But I know a lot of non-binary people who get inspiration from some weird things. But you know what? So what? They may not be achievable goals, but it's cool to see what things might give um gender envy. And it's not just a non-binary experience. Trans men and trans women can also get gender envy from like weird things. It can be a universal experience. People are weird. We think weird things. It is what it is. Okay, let's do this one. What is that needle for? Shit, if they find out I'm taking estro shots, that'd be weird. That weird. That would be awkward. I'm oh, I'm gonna. So, as someone who was on testosterone shots for a little bit, I actually um do have just a bag of needles, of used needles from doing my shots. I am saving them for a project when I move out of the house. But during my time in college, when I was doing in-person college, I had to bring my testosterone stuff to school with me. I had to do the shots once a week, right? And I just had a drawer of needles, and to the unsuspecting person, like like if someone just went into my room, opened my drawer, and they didn't know that I was transgender, even if they did know I was transgender, if they like didn't know I was on hormones, you would think I was into some heavy, heavy substances. Like you would think I was deep into some form of addiction. Um, it looks weird to people who don't know. I will admit. Um, I keep smacking my mic. I'm so sorry if it picks up in the video. But I, if my either of my parents ever see the large bag of needles that is just in a drawer in my dresser over this way, I think they would freak the fuck out on me. So we're gonna try and keep that hidden for as long as possible. Finally buying mass clothes and feeling really excited about it. My huge thighs causing the clothes to sit badly and making me want to go back to being an uncracked egg. So, as someone who has thick thighs, yes, um, my body shape has made presenting as masculine a bit more difficult. It's not even just my thighs either. I have like ridiculous calves, very large calves, mostly made up of muscle. Um, I can't show right now as not fully dressed. I have stuff on the lower half, but I don't feel comfortable exposing my boxers. But yeah, my calves are like ridiculous, and they make clothes look a little weird, and it doesn't look feminine per se. It's just I don't feel like I look masculine because of that. It makes it incredibly difficult. Sorry. Me considering buying a kinda expensive dress just to wear it in my room and nowhere else. So, um, so with this one, I can relate. I have entire outfits that I have bought that I do not wear out of the house, specifically because I know my parents will never let me wear these outfits out of the house. They're outfits for when I move out, but I bought them now for some reason. Um, but yeah, no, I get that. Trust me, I get that. That is, yeah, that that is really euphoria. Yes. Oh my God. I have done this before. it was an app and it could like change what gender, um like it could change you to be more masculine or more feminine, and but it would give you two options for the opposite gender and then one option for the same gender, and then the original, and it would assume what gender you were. And there is a photo that I have deep somewhere in my phone, a screenshot, because it gendered me as male. It thought that the original was a man, and that was one of the biggest forms of euphoria that I have ever had. That was, ooh, big confidence boost. I actually, after we finish looking at at these posts, I will also talk about a story real quick about a little experience that I had recently that gave me euphoria. Tell your wife the trans thoughts aren't going away, or draw 25. And the guy has 25 new cards in his hand. Yeah, I can imagine if you are in a relationship with someone and they suddenly come to you and like, look, I love you so much, but I can't hide this anymore. I'm transgender. And say you are straight or you're gay, that can like really mess with you. Pretty much, in some cases, the relationship's over. Sometimes the person might reevaluate their sexuality. They're like, maybe I'm not as straight or as gay as I thought I was, because I still love this person regardless of the fact that they're trans. That's the outcome we would like, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes sexuality can be fluid, but sometimes sexuality is set, and it hurts when someone leaves you for something that you can't control about yourself in any situation, whether it be a romantic partner leaves you for your sexuality or for your gender identity, or if a friend cuts you out of their life, or you get kicked out or disowned by your family. It's not easy. I am thankful that I have not had to experience that pain before. Uh, the closest I have is my mother and my grandmother rejecting my sexuality and gender identity. My grandmother does not know about my gender identity, but when I first came out, I came out to my grandmother as a lesbian, and that did not go well. So, 0 out of 10 would not recommend, would not do again. But yeah, I can imagine how difficult that would be if you were straight up married to a person when you realize that you might be transgender. That that has to be difficult. How I feel after buying a 3XL shirt and pretending like it's a dress because of how big it is. Yeah, I used to buy like really big like men's shirts so that I could wear them as nightgowns. We would buy like, this was back when I was skinny. We would buy like 2XL white men's shirts. This was also when I was shorter. and we would tie-dye them, and then they would just be nightgowns. I miss doing that, but now the shirts are not long enough, unfortunately. But yeah, I remember doing that, miss doing that. They were just comfortable. I don't know what else to say. It was comfortable. It was nice. Some dresses are comfortable, others not so much. Shirts generally are comfortable, so. Okay, so we're on the last meme, which is my meme that I posted to this subreddit about my personal experience in reference to the Renaissance Fair. This was something that happened, I believe, when I was in middle school. I don't remember if it was middle school or elementary school, but I'm pretty sure it was middle school. I went to the Renaissance Fair with my family, and this is just, you'll see. You'll see. The middle school me going to the Ren Fair with family. Get constantly annoyed that everyone refers to you as a princess. Play a bunch of the games, I don't know what else to call them, and get knighted. And by games, I mean like the knife throwing, axe throwing. I slayed the dragon, which is how I got knighted. They also had crossbows and like things like that. Everyone stops referring to you as a princess and instead refers to you as a knight, making you really happy. Knight was kind of like gender neutral. So, and but I'm still a girl. That doesn't mean anything. I was so heavily in denial. Yeah. So that is all of the memes that I have for this video. I hope you guys liked it. I'm not the best at reacting to things, but I try. I really do. Um, if you guys like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and tell me what you guys would like to see me do in the future. Oh, there was one more thing. I promised I would tell you a story. Gender euphoria story. I went into my therapist's office and the receptionist was talking to someone at the door. They were trying to fix something with the door. And she looked up at me and said, "Hold on, let me go check him in." And that made me so happy. That was the first time that I have ever been gendered properly in public. It was a semi-public situation, semi-public area, but it was the first time. She did not know that I was trans. I was not even binding my chest. It made me really happy. And I could have cried right then and there, but I didn't. So yeah, there's a little happy story for you. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Mwah.